out there, especially toward the end. But, you know, so often we heard going into this game that Matt Stafford's an old guy. Aaron Donald's at the end of his game. Those two look like they hit the fountain of youth out here.
They did. They did. Matthew Stafford, there's a reason why he's still playing. I think he's what? He's in his 60s or 70s now, I think. And he throws the ball as well as anybody. But he also had lanes to throw in. He would constantly just kind of shift just a little bit, move slightly, find an open lane, and then lay that ball right on the money. Very few passes were overthrown or underthrown, and mostly because they didn't have quite enough pressure to get in his face and make him reroute those throws. We did a pretty good job against the run, I thought, for most of the game until toward the end when they now have a substantial lead. They're starting to run the ball more because they don't need to throw. So I think, you know, we need to get that cleared up, need to find a way to get those guys because we know we have pass rushers. Chenna and Boye and Hall, Taylor, all those guys can rush the passer, but got to find a way to get them off the edges and into the backfield and make it difficult for the quarterback. That's job number one.
Yeah, well, he looked pretty comfortable back there. They had 92 yards rushing, but, I mean, that was one thing. It seemed like the rush defense did show some improvement, but, boy, that defense gave up two drives of 14-plus plays long. And that defense had to have been getting tired toward the end of this game. They're on that field a long time.
Right, and it's tough on your offense because now your offense just doesn't get enough opportunities, you know. And then if you go out and have a 3-and-out, I remember there was a long scoring drive. I think it was third quarter. Seahawks offense came in 3-and-out, and then here come the Rams again for another long drive, and that's basically all that we saw of the Seahawks offense in the third quarter. So it's really difficult when those kind of things happen. You need a stop. You got the guys on defense to do it. I have no doubt about it. I watched Jordan Brooks, especially early in the game, and he was everywhere. And for a guy who had ACL surgery 8 months ago, he played an amazing football game. Bobby running downhill, making plays. Just too many open spaces, especially in the middle in the throwing game, and that's what the Rams use instead of the running game if they don't have to. Get that ball out of Stafford's hands, find those little inside routes, pick up 7, 8, 9 yards. Pretty soon you string a bunch of first downs together, and that's how you keep the ball moving. They do it through the air as opposed to a lot of teams who want to do it through the air and on the ground.
Wagner had 19 tackles to lead the team, and Brooks is right behind him with 12. So those guys did their part out there. But when you're looking at this Rams team and the fact that they were kind of able to do some things against this Seahawks, it seemed like Trey Brown was getting picked on a little bit in that first half.
Yeah, and you know, you're going to look for places that you can try to exploit. Well, Reek Woolen was a Pro Bowler a year ago, you know, and he's a long body guy, and even if he's not there to maybe intercept the pass, in a lot of cases, Reek is going to be able to stretch those long arms out and knock the ball down. Trey Brown, on the other hand, is a little bit of a shorter guy, a little feistier guy, very quick, makes plays. He's a good tackler, although he had one tackle he missed today, but he doesn't normally miss tackles. I think that's one of the things, too, that always hurts, especially on defense. These guys play 2 series, all of preseason, and they don't tackle during practice. So you don't really get a chance to get tired and have to make a tackle deep in the game until you're in the game. And I think that's one of the things that might have caught up with them a little bit. But, yeah, they figured out the guys we're going to pick on. They know Bobby very well, so they know, okay, Bobby's going to make his drop just about at this angle probably, so we'll just curl that receiver back in behind him just a little bit further and find a way to make those connections. So it was a very good game plan by Sean McVay, and unfortunately, I think we had a really good game plan too. It's just we couldn't get to a lot of it.
Yeah, and then there were probably some points left on the field in that first half. They should have capitalized on a few more of those opportunities.
Yeah, you block a field goal. Jaron Reed comes through there like he's, you know, fired out of a gun and gets a big mid up and knocks down, a 57-yard field goal attempt, and then you can't convert on the other end. I think we clanked it off the upright or something when we tried our field goal, and would have been great if you score a touchdown, you know. Those kinds of things, when you give up 3s and 6s and then you can't make them, it's tough to hang in there with an offense that is as proficient as the Rams are, regardless of who's out there playing. Just think, they didn't have Cooper Kupp. Just imagine Cooper Kupp is like preeminent when it comes to running pass routes, getting open, making catches, scoring touchdowns. He didn't even play. We'll see him the second time around. But I got a feeling, Pete, on that little conversation in the middle of the field after the game, look forward to seeing you guys when we come down to L.A. and saying it meaning, yeah, we really look forward because we owe you one now.
Yeah. Well,